Well, we had a pretty tremendous thunderstorm come through last night, right about dark here at Deep South Bama. We're about to go out and see just what's left of what we have planted. Hopefully, by the grace of God, some of it survived. So let's take a walk with me, see what we got. Okay, and we're going to take a look at what the storm's left for us. Looks like the old goji berries survived. Let's try to get them in the ground today. We still got to get these transplanted in the ground. These beefsteak tomatoes, and still don't know what to do with those red ripper peas. Yeah, we're going to have to get this old Goliath tomato plant tied up some more. Going to have to add some to the stakes though. It does appear, by looking at these cantaloupe, the way some of the leaves are torn up, is what I thought. We had some hail along with the rain last night. Celebrity tomato looked like it came through it okay, as did the Cherokee purple. Of course, that little bit of corn we got right there, that's not going to make it, but it was just for fun, so no loss there. But this honey rock cantaloupe here, which has a nice cantaloupe there, another one over there. Here again you can see the holes torn in the leaves. That means we did have some hail coming down with that storm last night. And that Goliath tomato there looks like it's fared pretty well. It's just been 2 days since we tied it up. We're going to have to do it again. The cucumbers here, burpless beauty, other than being a tad ragged because of the powdery mildew. Looks like they came through it fairly well. And there's still quite a few cucumbers up in here. There's one right there. There's another one. Have one there. Nice one there. And another one up in there, along with several other small ones. So we're going to get another picking from these. I already have a refrigerator full, plus a giant stainless steel bowl of cucumber, onion, tomato salad that I made up last night. So let's go on up here and check the beans. Well, the beans look like they fared well through the storm. Here again, some holes in the leaves. And we got to get these picked today. Got beans all over them. I have to break out a ladder. Get the ones on up there. But that's what we do here at Deep South Bama. Not everyone needs a ladder, but we do at times. Pick our cucumbers and pick our beans. And we got several more forming way on up there, 10 feet over my head. Okra's a little bit beat down. It looks like it'll survive. Well, let's take a walk on down here to the old compost pile, and where we got the new fall garden starting to go in. See what happened to it. It looks like the garlic chives here that are growing wild fared well. Starting to bloom. You can see all the nice dainty white blossoms. Well, I'm going to let them reseed themselves. Limas in the pot. Those are Henderson. They fared well. It looks like our bean planting around the old compost pile weathered the storm. Of course, just like the beans we have up on the clothesline pole, I have to come on down here and pick some beans too. May even have to break out a ladder. Getting on there way above my head. Now the mammoth sunflowers there, they got beat down. They're going to have to straighten up, heading back towards the sun, but they should be well back up straight by the end of today. That pink banana squash came through it well, as did the dark green zucchini. And these acorn squash, they're looking good. And you can start to see that the corn that we had planted around them is starting to poke up past the squash plants. We'll go over here and check the sweet potatoes we put in. Oh, they're coming along nicely. Now here again, we planted these just so we could use the vines to smother out any weeds that we're going to be growing over in here as we get the back of this shop cleared off here the next day or two. I'm not sure if we'll get any potatoes, but we will be stir frying up some of those sweet potato greens here later on, and they're quite tasty. We'll head on over here to the south property line and see how our waffle butternut came through and our watermelons. Well, right now they look pretty good. Looks like the watermelon plants did real well. Oh yeah, we even got a nice little watermelon starting to grow on in there. And you can see the butternuts there. Now this plant got hit real hard, powdery mildew here a little while back. We had to give it a spraying of hydrogen peroxide and water, and that stopped the powdery mildew. But just like always, once powdery mildew sets in, it does damage the leaves, and that's where you're seeing these here yellow blotches on the leaves. But we got quite a few butternut squash up in there. Another nice one over here. And they're still trailing on. So they look fine. Now we didn't have any big limbs come down from the trees. I do got a little bit small branches that blew down. Nothing very large. Thankful for that. We'll go over here and check that south side driveway bed. Let me take a look and see how much rain we got. Got a rain gauge right here. So it looks like to me we got on this particular location 2.7 inches of rainfall last night. This waffle butternut looks like it came through okay, as did the okra. We got some more yellow squash up in there. It won't be long. Should be getting some okra off of these. Oh yeah, we already got some down in there. About to get them later this afternoon when we're picking. And we've got some of these patio tomatoes. that have ripened on up. The plants look a little bit beat up. They've been hit by powdery mildew, and we've been spraying them with the hydrogen peroxide. They're still growing. Still got some new growth. Still setting blossoms. The celebrity looks fine. Gonna have to tie it up again. We just did that a couple days ago. And we've got one up in there, one of those celebrities starting to ripen up. Now, this was our June planting of yellow crookneck squash. Still doing fine. And we're gonna have to pick it today. It's got several up in there. We'll be taking up in the house, getting ready to freeze. It also got hit with powdery mildew. You can see some of the leaves discolored. And we again treated this with the hydrogen peroxide. That's 12 tablespoons per gallon. And it will kill the powdery mildew. Here again, once the powdery mildew starts to grow on the leaves, it's going to damage the leaves. The leaves are not going to come back from that. Now, our cucumbers here, we were going to pick these today. In fact, we were going to pick these this morning. And I was actually going to do a video of how we were going to do that, since they'd grown all the way up to the top of the roof peak. Well, probably won't have to break out the ladder now. Let me step back here. You can see with the rain and that storm last night, along with the weight of the cucumbers there, it bent that bamboo cane down where now I can just reach up and clip them off. Might have to get a little step ladder to get those up right up there. So, won't need the ladder now. But we will have to figure out a way to get that back up against the house. We'll go over here and check this green finger okra. It's got some nice flowers on it. Oh yeah, it's got a couple of pods on it. I think I see 3 ready to be harvested. So we're going to have to come out this afternoon when the sun gets behind the trees. We're going to have to get our cucumbers picked. Get the beans picked. Tomatoes, okra, and squash all picked up. Lord knows I don't need any more cucumbers right now. I have a refrigerator full. So we might be giving a few cucumbers away to the neighbors this afternoon. But it looks like everything weathered the storm best as it could. Didn't lose anything. Some of it's a little bit worse for wear. But it was a tremendous storm. A lot of high wind, lightning, and tremendous rainfall. As you can see, 2.7 inches on that rain gauge over there, and we're going to go over here and check our other rain gauge on the east side of the house. And here's another one of our honey rock cantaloupes. And you can see holes in the leaves. See that the leaves are fairly well torn up. That just makes me believe we did have some hail last night through that storm. Our banana pepper got beat down pretty bad. We'll have to get it back straightened up and tied back up. And as I said earlier, other than the remnants of the powdery mildew and the purpleless beauties, they came through the storm just fine. Let's see what this rain gauge says over here on the east side of the house. Here again, 2.7 inches. So overall, Deep South Bama come through the storm just fine. We were just growing the corn there for fun, so instead of standing it up, I'll just pull it, take it up to the compost pile. It wasn't doing much anyway. And by the looks of it, it was a hybrid corn. Like I say, I planted those corn seed from a squirrel feed. Just wanted to see what would happen. And you can tell by the thin stalks and the more of its grass-like nature, it didn't come back as much as corn as it did grass. So for now, folks, that's what we got here. We'll go ahead and get things cleaned up a little. Later on this afternoon, after the sun sets low, we'll get everything picked, brought into the kitchen, and we'll show you what we got. So till then, y'all take care out there. Stay safe. God bless you and yours. Bye.